Welcome to the Grade 12 Writers Craft course. This is just a quick instructional outline of the course outline and many of the factors that are included in the introduction portion of the course. Again, this is just a guideline, so it is important that you, as a writer, read through thoroughly all of the instructions and watch all of the videos that have been provided for you in the introduction. So firstly, we have the course outline. It gives you the course description, what the course is all about, and then you have the expectations. Make sure you read through and commit to the time spent each day on this course. There will be quite a bit of writing, as it is a writer's craft course, which means that you will have to do quite a bit of reading. And this doesn't mean that you'll be reading documents written by other people or very dense and wordy documents. More or less, you'll be reading most of your own stuff and editing it. And there will be activities where you comment on another person's writing, and that'll come up here shortly. Some of the technical requirements, how you'll be evaluated in the course, the units and the breakdown, and this is how you'll be assessed prior to submitting your portfolio. So each activity or activities assesses you on several of these categories. And here are the course learning goals. Again, these are important for you to thoroughly analyze and go over. And these will be our units for the course. Just to note, the final exam is actually your portfolio. With this said, you're going to want to keep drafts and keep the redrafts and keep all of the edited work you've been working on, because it can all go into your portfolio. So don't throw anything away. Some important notes. These are very important, so read over them, about submitting work, plagiarism, late assignments, etc. Now, if we go over to this tab here, we can pull that out and we can continue on this introduction section. So we'll go to Who Are You? It is here that you'll see a brief introduction of your teacher, and then an introductory paragraph. You are expected to make an introductory paragraph as well. And then you're also expected to discuss two others' introductions. And speaking of discussion, if we move forward a bit, if we move down to how to answer a discussion post, it is in this section, right here, that you thoroughly analyze how to reply to a discussion. It is strongly suggested that instead of saying, hey, I like that, that was great, that you really break down what is being said. And this is also something you should consider when you are editing one of your peers' work or commenting on their work. So you may want to start with how you felt about it. It's constructive criticism, so remember to consider netiquette and being professional about what you say. And then in your response, you also want to give a brief summary of points, so what you will be talking about, and then questions or feedback. And this can be used for all the discussion responses and all of the editing that you do in this course. Now, if we move on in the introduction portion, we'll move down to presentation tools. This is basically a sheet that gives you several different options of how you may want to present some of your work. These are just a few. As we all know, the internet is littered with programs and applications that you can use. You will need to write, but there will be some opportunity to use other mediums to express yourself. So keep that in mind. And if we move further down, we have more course expectations. It is important to really take a look at this because, as it says, these are the keys to success in the course. These are your overall kind of expectations, and these are things you need to consider when you're putting together your portfolio. Practicing writing, reflection, investigating writing, and then there are these skills that you will need to use when you are doing your assignments. Again, this is a document that you will need to and are suggested to really read through and soak it in. Now, the last portion of the introduction is using a checklist. This is your friend. You have busy lives, you have jobs, you have stuff going on. Keeping track of your work is essential, and this is just a tool that helps you keep track of any assignments that you need to submit or anything you need to read. So at this point, none of you have probably gone over all of these portions of the introduction, but you can go ahead and check stuff off as you read it. Okay, and then if you miss a class for a day or two, you can go back and see what you actually accomplished. It will be all in your checklist. And there's one for each of the categories. And that's it. So you can go ahead and start with reviewing the course outline and continuing through these portions of the introduction. Once you're done this, you can then move on to the fundamentals of writing.